All right, we are back. We are back with the legend himself, Uncle Brett Bauer from way up in the northern part of the great state of Ohio at MetFix Port Clinton. How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you, sir?
Are we going to have the pleasure of your wife joining us? I know she's having voice issues.
She said she's gonna hop on. So
Oh, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil.
Hello.
Now it's a party. Here we go. I know your voice is struggling today, so
Oh, I'm so
no problem, no problem. I'm sure Brett can talk for the three of us, and then you can just kind of jerk his chain when he's not being factually correct, and get him on the right track. So how are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm living the dream. I am just living the dream. Busy as always, but it's fucking. I guess we're already like mid-February. It's crazy.
flying by.
Yeah, it just seems like we did Christmas. So yeah, we've been pretty busy. Obviously, we just wrapped up the first cohort launch of Spark. Literally just ended last week. So for those of you who don't know, so if you're a MetFix affiliate, you can log into your dashboard. You can go into the Spark program, and then we had a cohort kind of we launched together and did a working group together. So we sat down and we did from week 0 all the way through week 4, and everybody got together on a Wednesday and kind of talked about how the previous week went. We had Pete come in and then kind of preview the upcoming week from the curriculum standpoint. And then a lot of people kind of said what went well, what didn't go well. And the cool thing is we're going to use their feedback to kind of shape the next iteration. And the goal is we will do anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4 cohorts throughout the year. So if you weren't able to get in on this first one, probably do another one springtime, summer, and fall kind of thing. And you can join in live. And all those calls are recorded. So if you go into your dashboard under the Spark program, you can kind of click and listen to those. And those are really cool. Like, you didn't have to be there long for that and live, but you can go ahead and listen to those pre-recorded calls. They're only an hour long, so it can kind of give you more intel and education as you get into launching it. So that just wrapped up. So now from our standpoint at the headquarters level, we're getting ready to launch the MetFix app. So it's going to be really cool. So it'll be a general user app, but then we're also building in a very big kind of robust affiliate owner side of it in there as well. So that's being developed right now. So that'll be like the next big iteration. So it's going great, and it's just a lot of irons in the fire. But anyways, that's enough about us. We are here today to talk about you guys.
Can I ask you one question real quick?
Yeah.
I know you're supposed to be interviewing us, but that you did the Spark program at your gym, right? And you hosted it at a restaurant?
Yeah. So yeah. Yes.
How did that go?
It was cool. So we have a guy that goes to my gym. His name's Reese. There's literally like a block away is kind of like the historic, just like you guys have too. It's like our little historic Main Street kind of thing.
Yep.
And he owns Market Street Cafe. So he was like, hey, this sounds cool. If you guys want, like, they close pretty early. So he was like, we can just host it at the restaurant. And so, he offered people coffee and water and stuff. And the big selling point was their heating system works way better than ours in the gym. So it was good, man. And then he got all fired up about once he kind of learned the education of the protocol, he's going into put a couple items on the menu that fit that meats or eat meat, nuts, seeds, fruits, vegetables, Some starts, little fruit, that whole thing. So just like there'll be a breakfast bowl on there that fits that whole thing. Then I'll have a lunch option as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was a good kind of turnabout. And that's just, and I know people have been doing stuff at kind of outside the box, if you will, pun intended, options. Because it does get a little, it can get stale inside the gym all the time. And the cool thing about the Spark was it was marketed towards 2 different audiences. So it's like new people who've never been inside your gym at all. And then like it's a retention tool for current members. So it's a good angle on the new people side, because if they're super intimidated about joining a gym, you just kind of find a third party location that does that. But it's a great question. Thanks for asking. Yeah. So how'd you guys meet, and why did you want to start a gym?
Do you want to take that? All right. Yeah. Honestly, we met at a bar, Bowling Green, Ohio. It was a random night, and I went to high school with her cousins, and she was with them, and hit it off. So
just layered the charm. She couldn't resist.
Yeah. I don't know. It took a while for her to get on board, but I texted back and forth for a couple months, went on a date, and then that was it.
And this was up in Port Clinton, or was this somewhere else?
Our first date was in Port Clinton, but we met at a bar in Bowling Green, Ohio, BGSU.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Is that where did you go to school there, or you just?
I did. Okay. I went to school there. Her cousin went to school there, so she was just with them. I don't know if you had more to add to that or not, but
no, we were just up there having yeah.
Nice.
That was before the health kick got on got on board with that. So
yeah. No, I can. So how old were you guys when you met? College age, obviously.
Well, we're out of college.
So. Yeah, we've been together for about 10 years now.
Okay. So she fell madly in love with you.
Yep. Love at first sight.
Love at first sight. And then you guys get hitched, and then she's like, "Hey, I'm going to start a gym." Like, how'd that?
Like, I found CrossFit when I was a teacher. So there was a gym in Findlay that I went to. That it was called CrossFit M2. And then when I met Brett, I was driving from Fostoria to Port Clinton because that's where he lived a lot. So I wanted to find like a gym halfway. So I moved to CrossFit 1926 in Fremont, Ohio, and I loved it so much that I became a coach there. And then like during COVID, I was just like, we could totally do this in Port Clinton. So it was kind of like our COVID project, honestly. We knew about it when we got married. Nobody else knew what we were doing. And then Brett was like, so like, are you gonna keep teaching and like open the gym? And I'm like, yeah, it'll be no problem. I'll coach 5 a.m., 6 a.m., go to school, teach, and I'll come back. And Brett's like, yeah, you're quitting your job. So, yeah, I'm very fortunate that he told me that, because it like pushed me to truly just like push to be the best gym in Ottawa County.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how long did you do both? Was it like less than a year, or?
She didn't.
I did.
Oh, okay, great.
No,
okay.
that was like during summer break,
yeah,
where we were having those conversations. She's like, "Yeah, I'll be able to do it." I'm like, "There's no chance. That's an hour drive. It's not gonna work."
Oh wow, yeah. Even with the hour drive. Oh yeah. It's one thing if it's in town, but yeah, if you're adding extra time to that, that's a nightmare scenario.
Yeah. So it was a good call. But yeah, we opened like Memorial Day 2021. So that summer was basically like, I'm not coming back to teach. So.
Awesome. All right. So that's good. So like a lot of people, it's very rare that they go into it burning the boats before they go. So that's there's pros and cons to both. But usually you hear about it the other way. So I did it the other way. So for several years I was 5 a.m. at the gym, go to work for a full day, come back. Like 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. was like the standard kind of routine. But that's all. Yeah, it goes to like the having a partnership going into it. And like I'm using you guys as an example because I know you fairly well, but we do have a lot of owners who are married or couples. And so so what would be like your top advice as a married couple going into the gym? And I know you're I'm putting you on the spot, so I'm just going to throw that grenade out there and let you guys dance around it.
Try to keep them separate as much as you can. Like leave the gym at the gym and stuff at home. You don't want to be getting into arguments on the gym floor. We never did that, but we had that intention when we went into it. Kind of, hey, we're going to leave that stuff separate and try to do that the best that we can, and it's worked out pretty well so far.
And splitting responsibilities. So like Brett takes care of like more finances. That's also like what he does for his day job as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like that side of the gym, and I am more of like member engagement, onboarding coaches, developing coaches. So we kind of keep our responsibilities for the gym separate, and we don't overlap, which is also good.
That's great. Yeah. So have a clear separation of church and state, just from a macro perspective, and then have a good, an operating agreement on division of responsibilities for how the day-to-day operations goes inside. It's great. That's great. I think if you go into that, and that just doesn't apply to married couples, obviously, but that's partnerships. I think partnerships in general, and then find the things that you're good at, stay within that lane, and just always kind of be able to bounce back and forth on each other.
Yeah, Dale, just to give you the timeline on that too, we got married in 2020, June of 2020. So it was during the middle of COVID, like had to postpone our reception type shit.
Yeah.
Opened the gym in 2021. So it was like we weren't married very long before we dove into that business venture either.
Yeah. Trial by fire.
Yeah.
Trial by fire. That's awesome. And then like what, you guys have a couple kids too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many do we have? 2, 3?
2 right now.
2 youngins, obviously.
Yeah. 2023 we had the first one, and then we just had the second one in 2025. So
now we got a business together, and we got 2 kids under the age of 2.
Yep.
Hell yeah, man. That's just
and to like cherry on top, we're also homeless because we're building a new house right now, and so we have a lot on our plate.
Yeah. I'm in my parents' lake house living room. That's why we got pink walls in the back.
You don't have to explain your pink walls, man. It's okay. It's fine. You don't. That's those can be your pink walls, and they'll just be just as good. Okay, so freshly married. Let me ask you this. So we got 2 kids, and we have a business together. What requires the most attention? Because like the business is another kid.
Yeah. I would probably say the business, honestly. We have good help. Like her mom comes up Thursday, Friday, watches the kids. My mom and dad come up Monday, Tuesday, and then she's off on Wednesday from the gym. So if we didn't have the help, it would obviously be the kids. But we've talked about this before, Dale. Having the in-laws there to just throw the kids at and take off when you need to. You can't complain about that.
Yeah. So my in-laws luckily they are both retired, and then we had kids pretty late. They had just given up hope that they were going to have grandkids, and then when we kind of pulled that rabbit out of the bag, they were just fired up, and so they believe their job is to be like babysitters, which is like we're so unbelievably blessed and lucky to have that. But yeah, man, it's such a force multiplier to be able to, because you never know. Like, you know, we saw you guys last over at Cleveland when Greg came and talked to the affiliate gathering. And you guys, I was like, yeah, who the hell's watching your kids? And you're like, grandparents. And I was like, dude, kudos to grandparents, man. Because I mean, even if you did have childcare, just like I hate to be so cold hearted here, but like just from the expense alone of the money you're saving just by having them, it's, man, couldn't do it without them.
No, it's insane.
So let's talk a little bit about. All right, so we got 2 kids, we got a new business, or not necessarily new anymore, but you're still in the middle of it. How do you guys like? What's a norm? Walk me through a normal day.
Oh, buddy. Okay. So let's walk you through a Tuesday.
There we go.
So I wake up at 4:00 in the morning, get around for the day. I coach 5 a.m. I take the 6 a.m. class, coach 7 a.m. And then from 8 to 10, I do some like there's a bunch of different things that I do from 8 to 10, but like just behind the scenes stuff for the gym, reaching out to leads, no sweat intros there or personal training, just depends on the Tuesday. And then 10 a.m. I coach class. So we have a 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. class. Typically at 11:45, I'll leave to go to the Erie County Detention Center, and I coach CrossFit to the juveniles in jail over in Erie County. And then I'll come home, spend time with the kids for a couple hours before I go coach 4:30.
Oh, wow. So that's a Tuesday, huh?
That's a Tuesday. Tuesdays and Thursdays are my busiest days. But like our coaches are awesome. They do coach when they can. But like I'm not coaching at all on Wednesdays or Thursday evenings or Friday evenings. So they're helping out there. But yeah, Tuesdays are my busy day.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, it's like that. Some people, I've seen it done different ways. My good buddy Tyler, he has the ability to kind of schedule his coaches almost in like a firefighter schedule. Like they're slammed for 2 days in a row, but then they get basically 3 days off, kind of thing. Instead of like mixing and matching of like one coach does a 5 a.m. and they got to come back at 5 p.m. And so it kind of like he just slams them all together. And I've seen good results with that.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, all right, dude, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever it is, like that's my 12-hour days each kind of thing, and get in and get after it kind of. So that's cool. That's a great option. So
Yeah.
how many? You mentioned the juvenile detention facility. How many outside partners or contracts are you operating?
I think 4.
Can you run me through those?
Yeah, we have the fire department. So that's one thing that she skipped out on Tuesdays. 10:45, we go to the fire department. I go on Tuesday because she's running around like a mad person. So we have the fire department. We have Unity Counseling, which is a local like after school program type thing. She does classes with kids there. We have the Erie County Juvenile Detention Center, and then we have the Ottawa County Juvenile Court. Am I missing one, Lexus?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so those 4.
So, walk me through. I'm an affiliate owner listening to this, and I'm just really good at kind of doing the standard class model. How'd you do that?
Honestly, I just like reached out to all of them, and they would tell me no a lot, and I was relentless. They got so annoyed with me that they had to say yeah.
That's good. You can't argue with that. So how did you like go from reach out? Was it like talk on the phone, email? Like walk me through let's just say the contract development process from like reach out all the way to like signed agreement to you're offering the class kind of thing.
So let me hop in real quick. We had a lot of help from other affiliate owners, so I don't want to discredit that. We were on these organizations' asses, and some of these contracts took 3+ years for us to get.
Mm.
But like Debbie and Matt at CrossFit Crave helped us with the Expanding Horizons program with the juvenile court, and then Souza and Tyler Watson, they helped give us some feedback on fire programs and how to get that up and running.
Awesome.
Like Tyler Watson basically sent us his contract and said, "This is what you need to do. Here's how you should structure it. Good luck." Souza kind of did the same thing, but we've had help bouncing stuff off you also. But Lexus, you can go into the details. But I just wanted to at least.
No, that's great. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Like, they gave us like all this information, which was great. So we reached out to these organizations. Our first one was Expanding Horizons. So Matt and Debbie totally helped us launch that program. And honestly, I just reached out to our mayor, and he put us in contact with the judge. And within like 2 weeks, we had a meeting. It was like insane. And at that meeting, Matt and Debbie were there. They were like in. Our sheriff in town, he is a workout. He loves working out. He prioritizes like healthy living. He was in on that too, so he was a big influence on the decision. So that program has been great. For the fire program and our Unity counseling program, both of the chief firefighter, and the owner of Unity both come to the gym. So that was a pretty easy, like they know why it's so important. So that was an easy thing to kind of win over. And then Erie County, I reached out to them a few years ago, and I'm not even sure, like we were just kept like asking if we could have a meeting, and finally the superintendent was like, yeah, let's. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So when you get I want to try to dig a little deeper because the more like tactical you get into it, I think the more benefit is for people to have. So it's like, okay, conduct outreach, right? So the best way to start is kind of within people from your own circle, and a lot of that obviously happens inside the affiliate. Most people are either you want to be connected to the decision maker at that company or organization. So if you can kind of have somebody vouch for you, who goes to your gym, for example, that might be works for whatever on the HR team at whatever organization, that's a great in. But then like you got to be able to pitch it, right? So and pitching can be an intimidating word, but in all reality, you're just telling them what you do.
Yes.
And you're telling them what you do and how it could benefit their people and why it's a good program for them to be able to offer and essentially why they should pay for it. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, Brett, do you want to talk about it a little bit?
No, this was all you. I'm not taking credit where I don't deserve it.
Yeah, I mean,
this is a great example of a married couple of a smart move, Brett.
I know.
You're killing it. You're killing it.
Yeah, so once we're in the room with these people, which mind you, like it's maybe at first it's an email, but if they don't respond to my email, I'm calling them. Like it's not the next day I'm calling and I call every single day until I get to the person that I need to talk to. So when I say I'm relentless, literally relentless. And they were so annoyed with me probably that they just put me to the right person. So when I got on the phone with them, all I did was ask for a meeting, because if I can meet with you in person, I know that I can like sell you why CrossFit works. And once I'm in that meeting, I just tell them all the benefits. And I relate it specifically to their department or their organization or whoever that meeting I'm with in, I relate it to. So like for the fire department, for example, the number one reason why firefighters die is from cardiac arrest after a fire. So that was my main selling point, is we can help decrease that number with just incorporating metabolic conditioning within your fire department. So that's what we focus on with them. It's like, the base of the pyramid is nutrition, and then it's metabolic conditioning. Those are the two things that we work on with them, because we aren't there. We're there twice a month. So it's like that's going to move the needle the most. So that's what we really, really focus on with them. And inside of that, initial meeting, that's what we preached. And so that's what we focus on, like just with each different organization.
Awesome. Let's give you a break. You've been running, like you're on fumes. Those vocal cords are frayed. Brett, I'm going to turn it back to you. So this is more like on the financial side, and I'm not asking you guys to give specific numbers, but all right. So she's done her great job. She's literally beat down the doors. She's got the meeting. She's explained the value. What are you then from there? Like, how do you scope out the scope of work in the contract side of it?
Well, again, we've had some help with other people on, hey, what are you supposed to be doing here? So, for example, like she's got to drive 20 minutes to the jail that she goes to. So we have to factor that in to your like overhead costs. What do we need to charge to actually make money at the end of the day? So if it's in the facility, we're kind of looking at what's it cost per class, pay somebody to be there, turn the lights on, flush the toilets, toilet paper type thing.
Yep.
And then kind of what do you want going in your pocket after Uncle Sam takes his share, right? So we look at all that stuff. And then we just came up with a price based on that formula on what we're charging. I would say that we probably undercharge for the value that we're giving the people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, you want to feel like you want both people to feel happy with what they're paying, right? We want to make money because we're not a nonprofit, and then you want them to feel like, hey, they're worth way more than what they're charging us. But I think we could probably raise those rates a little bit. But
sure. So in your case, with all your contracts, it sounds like they're outside of your facility. Is that correct?
The Unity counseling one, she does at the gym.
Okay. Yeah, and I think for folks to understand is like what he's saying is, all right, so let's say it's an hour class at ABC facility. Well, it's 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back. So the real true labor cost is an hour and 40 minutes. And in this case, it sounds like are any of your coaches doing this, or is it just you two that are doing it?
Just us.
Right. It doesn't matter, like, because you still need to pay the practitioner for doing it, right? So labor rate plus overhead costs plus profit margin is really what we want to get into. Fair. And a lot of people would just be like, oh, they'll take their class rate and give them that. And it's just like, well, no, that's you're already starting a race with one leg by doing that.
Yeah.
So
one thing I was going to add, because she said something about CrossFit. We did use the MetFix nutrition protocol at the fire department. So once we went in there, I think the first contract we had with them was 6 months to get them just to the new fiscal year. Then at the start of the fiscal year, it was a year-long contract, and then there's quarterly. I go in there and do 3 days worth of nutrition coaching, so one per shift because they're 24 hours on, 48 off.
Yeah.
One of their, and I don't think they'll get mad at me for saying this, but they're all way out of shape when we started. Like we did, the first workout was Tabata of like air squats and sit-ups and push-ups. They died. So
Yeah.
4 minutes of work, basically. The last time I went in there, so 2 weeks ago, one of the guys told me he's off his type 2 diabetes medication now.
Wow. Just from the nutritional and the movement inputs that you
Just listening to us talk. He
Wow.
bought into what we were telling him, and with the help of his doctor advice, he did a couple fasts, and his A1C dropped from like 7 something to 5 something.
Jeez.
Got
That's
off
awesome.
all of his meds.
Congratulations, man. And that's exactly what you're selling. Right?
Yeah.
So in a lot of these, especially with like fire departments, and police departments as well, it's like they're looking at taxpayer funded insurance plans, right? So, and then they measure success in like days off work, and then those guys, a lot of like, obviously their occupational hazard rate, so they getting injured on the job is significantly high due to the demands of the job. Nothing you can really change that. Like, but if you can minimize missed days works, just from a healthy habit lifestyle thing, you've already driven up their financial metrics alone on that. So that's just how you kind of like measure success in addition to the offering that you're given. And we all know like that A1C, like that, where that's going to lead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of that stuff, like you can't, it's hard to put into something that somebody can type into a spreadsheet, right? There's no camaraderie section on their finance budget. But like, hey, those dudes getting in there and grinding out for an hour on some of those workouts that we put them through, they're both like, all 3 guys on shift are puking after an echo bike sprint. Then they're talking about it for the rest of the day going, man, that killed me. That kicked my ass.
Yep.
It's something to be said about that bonding that happens after you do that.
For sure. Okay. So we've got those out. So set up the relationship, do the pitch, establish the contract, right? And then are you guys providing any sort of like, I mean, it sounds like they're already getting it, but is there a part of that contract? Is there any sort of like you're showing metrics of improvement along with it? Or they they see it themselves?
They see it.
For the fire department, we weigh and measure them quarterly. So we're keeping data that way. Obviously that guy's blood work helps show, but like the chief comes to the gym every morning, like she said, and he does the workouts with them at the station. So the buy-in helps.
For sure. That's great, man. So then all right, so you got the 4 contracts, and what's your normal class schedule look like?
5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 10 a.m., 4:30, 5:30 p.m. And then Saturday morning at 8, Sunday morning at 9.
Okay. So we don't even get a day off.
No.
We don't coach on Saturdays.
I do. I coach our time class on Sunday.
So what are the I'm just curious, are the Saturday and Sunday classes pretty stable? Like, are their attendance numbers about the same?
Saturday is typically our partner workout because that's a bigger class, and then Sunday is basically like a active recovery cardio type day.
Gotcha.
So there's people that show up those days just for fun with their friends and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's something to be said. Like that's, so the programming kind of looks the same. I don't say the same every time, but it fits a template for those days.
yeah.
Awesome. All right. So let's get into, walk me through. You guys are actively building a new location as we speak, right?
Yeah, I hope so. Hope they're out there hammering away.
So, how do we do this? I want to get a piece of land and I want to build my own resort. What do I need to do?
Get a big loan. So we started this. She just wanted to she's always wanted to build a house for some reason. I don't know. Both of our parents built houses back in the day. So I don't know if that's why, but
we were quickly outgrowing our house that we were previously.
We were outgrowing the house, and then we were outgrowing our current facility too. And like she's at the gym right now, and there's 3 separate rooms. Dale, you've been there.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult to coach in when you have a lot of people in there because you're bouncing back and forth between three rooms where you can't see very much because there's walls in the way. So we started the process, I think in 2023, we started looking for land because we're like, we're going to need to build something. And we're both like, we don't give a shit. We'll just build a big barn dominium. So we started looking for land, and I mean, we were looking all over the place. We were 45 minutes from Port Clinton, and we're like, what are we doing? We need to find something that's close to where we're at and see. And I mean, so we're downtown Port Clinton. We're like 2 miles from Kroger, which is on the outskirts of town, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And then a quarter mile from Kroger, we found a plot of land, and we're like, we should probably try to put a bid in on that and see what happens. And we're like, we lowballed them. I mean, we still overpaid for it, I would say, but we lowballed from the list price big time. We're like, there's no chance they're going to take this. And they did. So we put big down payment down and bought the land. And then we started the process of, okay, now when are we got to find a builder. Luckily we had one in the gym. So we talked to him about it. And we decided we're gonna go get a business loan, and we're gonna build a big barn dominium. So we got with an architect, and I drew up a sketch on a piece of paper like, hey, this is just a random thing. We want 4 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms and an office. And basically they just drew it up, and we made a bunch of tweaks back and forth and got approved for the loan, and off we went.
Now, does the loan include the house and the gym?
Yeah.
And so, I don't. If I'm asking out of turn, I don't want to.
No, you're fine.
I don't want to get you in trouble. I don't want to get you in trouble. But so, like, this is a commercial loan, right? So it's not. All right. So then, but I would assume you should get relatively favorable bank rates by this isn't a new business. Like you've got 4 years of operating history to show, like, hey, we will be able to cover the rent. Like, I mean, you're renting to yourself, I would assume.
Yeah. So they looked at everything. Like, I'm playing part-time CFO because I have a full-time job too. So it was like interesting getting on, like, hey, I gotta get all of our shit in the row for the bank, and obviously you do that for taxes anyways. But it's just like a lot when you're trying to do it at 10 o'clock at night when the kids are in bed. But I don't even remember what you asked me. What was that?
So it's like trying. It's interesting you brought up CFO because you always want to show as less revenue as possible for the tax man, but that always screws you if you're trying to get a loan.
Yeah.
So it's interesting having to navigate that back and forth, especially when you're trying to build your own compound.
Yeah. So Yeah, we basically proved that we could pay it back plus some, and like I have my full-time job helps because that's W-2 income that
Yep.
as long as I show up to work, I'm gonna get the check, right? So they factored that into like the residential side and then commercial side and all that stuff.
Great. So you'll have both facilities, I guess, or when both structures are built, this will go into one note.
Yes. So it started out construction. It was a 9-month construction period that just ended. They're not done. So basically they rolled that into we paid it was like an interest only loan
Yep.
for whatever 9 months. It just rolled into the P&I, so principal and interest.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first month we'll pay that, and then the rest of the draw money went into a checking account that we have to sign off on every
Gotcha.
time they need to.
Yeah. It's I've gone through this a couple of times, and like going into it, it seems super intimidating because it's like, but I mean, there's ways to do it. And if you kind of wrap your head around it and get with some smart people who are in development and finance and stuff like that, you just say, explain this to me like I'm a third grader.
Mm-hmm.
And they can do it. And like odds are, because what happens is, unfortunately for a lot of gym owners, congratulations, you own a business, but a lot of times that business isn't an asset, especially if you're trying to go and resell it. But if you are able to own the property where that business exists, now you've actually got something in a worst case scenario that you're cashing out your chips. Because like they always say, they're not making any more land anytime soon.
No.
So now you can all that those 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years of hard work actually go into purchasing an asset that will always be hopefully, knock on wood, will always appreciate value over the time. So I always tell folks, if you have the ability, you got to pay your rent no matter what. You might as well pay it to yourself. So it's a good move, and congratulations on that. It's a big move, but I know you guys will be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, the zoning process was fun too.
That's what I was going to ask next. Is like it all depends on the location. So it sounds like it would be zoned in like whatever commercial zone, right?
Yeah. It was a field before that they were farming, so we had to go to like 6 different meetings, and they put us on the agenda at the wrong point in time, so shit gets delayed by a month, and we could talk about that for an hour.
Oh man, yeah, I need to have a separate episode on like dealing with county city ordinances.
We got stories.
Yeah.
There is a benefit to like being out in redneck country to where there's like, what do you mean? I don't need there's no approval for what? It's your land, man. Do whatever the hell you want to do on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to live there.
Well, good guys. Hey, I think this is a great kind of introductory show. It sounds like we could go down 3 or 4 rabbit holes in the future.
Anytime.
Yeah, man. I just gotta wrap this up because I gotta get my ass to the Nasty Nooners down here in Appalachia, so we can get what's your workout today, by the way?
5 sets of 3 deadlifts. Start at 80% and then build up heavy for sets 2 through 4, and then back down to 80% for set 5.
So how do you guys what's attendance like on those days? Are they normal, more, less?
Normal.
We had big classes this morning.
Good. Yeah, because some people, you always fight that, oh, we're just lifting, we're not getting sweaty today, why should I come? Or some people are like, dude, that's the classes I want to go to, kind of thing.
We still have that with some people, but we've convinced them that they need to show up on those days just for bone density and aging purposes. So they still bitch about it, but they come.
I think no matter what, that's just a part of the gig.
It is.
Like,
I get that.
I think
I'm
a lot of
yeah.
what I've realized, I've not finally realized this. It's just like people, part of the job is just to listen to people bitch. They're like, they know nothing's going to change. They know like you're not going to change your mind about it, but they're like, hey, I showed up, so it gives me the right to bitch about it. I'm still here, so I'm just like, all right, man, go for it. Feel better now? All right, go do what I said to do in the first place.
Yep.
So it's part of the gig. So I got to go do 3 rounds of 100-meter row and 25 push presses at 2/3 body weight.
Okay.
So initially I thought that would be super light because I confused 2/3 with 1/3.
Yeah.
2/3 is not light, especially if you're a chunky little boy. So I'm like, oh shit, that's 135. So I got to do 75 reps at 135. So anyways, that's what I'm about to go do. And that's a unintentional or intentional plug. That was a Daily Fix workout from a couple weeks ago. So go hit that up. Guys, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Add another iron to the fire. I don't think you guys have enough going on. Just so keep going. Good to hear from you, and proud of you, and proud to have you guys as affiliates. So take care, guys. God bless. Love you all very much.
Thank you, Dale.
Thanks,
Have a
Dale.